Welcome, our virtual water cooler friends, to the 38th episode of Into the Filmverse. What is Into the Filmverse, you ask? It's a movie fan podcast. It's a
lame podcast.
Yeah, it's a lame podcast, actually. it's not that cool, but we're glad you're here, though. No, actually, it's a movie fan podcast.
I just completely fucked up your whole flow in 1 second.
1 second. It sucks. Don't listen to us. And they're like, okay, click.
No, please stay. We're lonely.
No, please stay. We want to talk to you guys. So it's a movie fan podcast covering all types of film content, including movie news, new releases, and a variety of past releases. I'm Mytchel Chandler.
And I'm Bryce Payne.
And today we're discussing the Loki season finale, so a little bit of movie news, and various content we watched throughout the week. And hey, we talk about a lot of movies on the podcast, if you're Bryce, and not me, because I don't watch anything ever. And if you want to hear...
I have no life, I just watch things.
And if you want to hear our reviews for the films we talk about, or even some we don't bring up, then join us on Letterboxd. It's a social platform for movie reviews. You can find me, Mytchel Chandler, at Mytch Reviews, and that's Mytch.
You can find me, Bryce Payne, at Payne Reviews, Payne Reviews.
Before we're going to dive into our weekly movie watches, we're going to discuss some of the latest movie news and trailers. So we're going to start off the top here with the Loki season finale, first season. So if you don't want to know any spoilers for those, please skip ahead some amount of time until you don't hear us talking about Loki. All right, Bryce. So Loki, season 1. Obviously, we know there's going to be a season 2 because
you didn't believe me. Guess what? I was right. Ha!
You know what? I'm very confident in my opinions until I'm proven wrong. That's why. I think I've noticed it on myself.
I'm pretty sure they confirmed season 2, and you're like, no, they haven't. And I was like, fucking pretty sure. And then at the end of this episode, I was like, suck it.
Yeah. I was like, well, yeah, I guess. You know, it's like that for me all the time, though. Like, I'm not opposed to being like proven wrong. I just I'm very confident in my opinions when I have them.
Are you excited for season 2?
Yeah, no, like, why not? I mean, it's Loki.
Maybe we're conflicted. You're like, fuck you, I was right and you're wrong. I'm not watching season 2. Fuck season 2.
No, I'm so excited. I'm excited as fuck for season 2. I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it, when it's going to come out, at what time frame, as far as after which movies and.
Oh yeah, it's a disaster.
It's a disaster. I'm like, honestly,
timelines are no longer a thing. Things are just everywhere.
Yeah.
I see what I did there.
You did exactly. I'm just sitting here like I don't know. Okay, obviously, right. So we got introduced. It's Kang the Conqueror.
No, this is the one above all.
Well, it's the same thing.
Is that what they call him?
He who remains.
I was like, it was 1 a.m. I was slept for 3 hours. I woke up to watch the episode and I went back to sleep.
Yeah, it was
it's a very
he who
rushed
remains.
process.
Well, obviously it was Kang. I mean, it was Jonathan Majors.
Dude, okay, you want to hear what happened when he showed up?
Sure.
I sat there looking at the screen and I was like, they wouldn't do that. I was like, they wouldn't introduce him in one episode of Loki. Would they that?
Oh, you told me that last episode, right? Yeah, we talked about that. You told me you wasn't going to.
Yeah, I was like, they wouldn't do that, right? And I was sitting there looking at him. I was like, I'm pretty fucking sure there's Jonathan Majors. So I looked him up on Google. I leaned over to Jada. I was like, is this the same dude? She's like, yes. And I was like, oh shit, they did that.
They did do that.
I'm not. What an introduction, though! Like, holy shit.
Right though.
Have you ever seen him in anything? Because I haven't.
I thought we did. I thought he was in.
I don't think so. I'll look it up on Letterboxd right now because it'll tell me.
You should, because I know we've seen something with him in it before.
I don't know because I can't remember him being in anything. But holy shit, he stole the show.
He did.
He was so fucking awesome to watch.
I think my highlights this film or this episode. Sorry, this episode was gonna be Jonathan Majors as King, and then Loki.
I have seen him in one thing.
What was it again?
The Five Bloods.
Okay, yeah, I knew we've seen it. Well, wait. What else?
He was in The Five Bloods, The Last Black Man in San Francisco, a movie I just bought my dad, actually, Hostiles.
Mm-hmm.
White Boy Rick, a movie called Captive State, Jungle Land, Out of Blue, The Harder They Fall, When We Rise, Goalie, and he's also going to be in Creed 3.
Fuck, I don't know why I was thinking I knew who he was already, but...
Well, he's in a lot of TV shows. He's much more of a TV actor from what I understand.
Maybe he's been in something that I just didn't...
I'm not looking up all this TV shows.
No, I know. I'll have to look it up later. I'm just thinking, there's got to be something I know him from.
He's also going to be in Ant-Man Quantumania, but we already knew that.
Right,
so
exactly.
I didn't list that.
So he was one of the highlights of this. He basically stole it, like you mentioned.
One of the highlights. He was the highlight, dude. Like, he showed up in the elevator, and I was like, what the fuck?
If I have to give because the only other thing I can think of is just Tom Hiddleston's performance in this.
Yeah, but he's always good as Loki.
I know, but it just
he has been
it capped out on this episode.
But he's been such a dude. When he was so First off, they meet Jonathan Majors. He like goes in the whole spiel about how he's like a variant of people and he's a really bad guy and been called many things. And he's trying to explain to them. And Sylvie's like, "We're gonna kill him." And Loki's like, "Whoa, listen! Like we don't really understand what this is going on. Like this sounds like a really bad shit.
We need to listen.
Like, take a second." And she's like, "Pussy." he's like, no, like you don't like you're jumping the gun here. Like you do not hear everything he just said.
Just take
interdimensional war.
You know what my issue is like I feel like if she took that moment with Loki and said this is what I want to do, even if it means
she would have done it anyway.
No. I'm just saying if she sat there and took the moment with Loki and says I want to do this, I was like even if it means interdimensional war, I think maybe he would have sided with her and done it with her. But the fact is, the matter is, she didn't take that. She didn't listen or trust him to be able to give that second.
But it was so heartbreaking because like this is the first time I've seen Loki, in like a project where he's like he started with Thanos. He did all he's been here. He's done that. And of course, not
this Loki's
not
a
this
good guy.
Version, but like this Loki's like
he's a hero.
Legit, like yo, like we need to think. Like you're not like I've seen some shit. Like have you not seen everything? Like I fought the Avengers and like they aren't going to be able to fight that because he doesn't know like 2012. All these things.
Right.
But it's like. He has seen what he considers to be like the strongest people, right? Like Thanos, and he's met them, and then he goes, "This dude's a bad dude. We don't want to fuck with him."
Right, exactly.
And then Jonathan Major just sitting at the desk the whole time, going like, "You gonna make up your mind?"
He's like, "You can kill me."
I like you do whatever you want to do because honestly, like I've been here a while. I'm tired. You can kill me. I'll just be back in a little bit.
That's what I love about with this. When Sylvie kills him, he goes, "See you soon," and then he winks at her. I'm just like, that's fucking hilarious,
dude. And the thing, like, man, it's so conflicting because now, like, we've watched video. I've watched videos. We watched the video together.
Yeah.
If Jonathan Majors is the big bad of this phase, he's so fucking fun to watch. I'm so excited. I just want to see him show up in other things, just like a background character, just in the background going, "Hi."
Right? Like he's
like he doesn't even have to interact. You just have to see him and just be like, "Oh shit, he's doing things."
You know what I like is because like when a actor can show their range of characters they can do. Because this one he was a little bit more quirky, but I bet in another King film he's gonna be more of like a ruler and serious.
Yeah, dude, like he's gonna be sitting there on a throne of like skulls and being like, "So you finally arrived," and you're gonna be like, "Yo, like you were joking and shit." Like in that episode,
I was like, I could just tell he can be equally as intimidating as he can be like just like jovial.
Dude, it was so fun to watch him, and then just seeing Loki's heartbreak when he like gets betrayed and just sitting there, and I'm like,
you know, I love that scene because it was one of those things. Is like I feel bad for him, but I was like, you fucking deserve it. I was like
you helped this happen. You know that, right? Like you were on
now.
Her
You
team,
know
right?
how it fucking feels to get betrayed because he's never felt that before because nobody's ever betrayed him because he doesn't care about anybody, and he finally lets himself care about somebody that betray him, which obviously which I called the last episode.
You did. I was very much like I don't know. Like I don't even remember what I said because I think I was entirely wrong. I didn't think King the Conqueror was going to show up. I thought it was just going to be another Loki. And at first, that's what I thought, right? When Jonathan Majors showed up, that's why I was like having conflicting. I was like, that looks like the guy who's going to be Chinese King, but they want to do that. That has to be like a Loki variant, right? And then it's like, oh no, shit, that's actually King. Like as soon as he's like, I've been called many things, King, Conqueror. I was like,
Conqueror. You're like, oh,
all my theories down the drain.
Which
Which is really rare because I'm usually like fairly close to what I think is going to happen. And
I mean, come on, we had the idea of it though.
Yeah,
least,
but this time I'm just like, oh, man, I like this was a possibility, but it was the one possibility I was like, they won't do that. He's slated to show up in 2023, and it's just like King's here, baby. I'm like, okay.
The reason I think of it is 'cause obviously they need a new big bad, and
it's such a weird place to introduce him to me though. Like a TV show, not everybody who watches the MCU was watching, and they're like,
I know.
But also, it wasn't the King the Conqueror that's going to, conquer. So I feel like it's a nice little introduction to the actor and a nice little like for those of you obsessed with Marvel.
I still think it's going to be a different type of king each time. We're not going to like deal with one single king. It's going to be like,
but there is one king that conquers. So like there has to be one king that wins above all the other kings.
Sure, I'm just saying that like perhaps like in the different films we're going to see different kings, like be the semi-villain of that. I mean, like that villain of that, basically the villain of the week, but it's just a different king each time.
I feel like that would get a little old because I'd just be like going into movies being like, all right, what king we fighting this week, guys?
Well, that's basically what it is, yeah. I mean, obviously I don't think it's going to be.
I just really want to see them build him up over the movies, like have him little things happen where like he does things, he's meeting all the heroes or something, but they don't really see him as a villain. So like he's just there. He's just like
well, but here's
his
the thing.
like his charismatic self. He's like, oh hey, how's it going? He's like getting pieces to his grand plan because he's just a really smart dude, right? Like,
I don't think
like there's no superpowers. There's no physical strength. He's just super intelligent time traveler. So I just want to see him show up in like movies and just talk to the main characters.
that could be true.
The main characters helping him conquer things.
I could actually see that,
and then them being like, hold the fuck up, what happened? It's like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, I'm in charge now, and everyone would be like, what? Wait, I thought we were cool.
I mean, I could even see. Well, I could see that, but I could also see where like there is like a main king, but there's also other kings too.
It's gonna be confusing. I just want to see like the Guardians of the Galaxy kill a Kang variant, and then Kang show up and then be like,
we just killed you.
We killed you. What the fuck? And they're just like, he's just like, no, you killed that one. I'm a different one. They're like,
I think
different one. What do you mean different one? What's going on? Because like obviously only like certain people know about the multiverse, so everything's gonna get kind of fucked up. You're gonna have like Doctor Strange having like a meeting with all the Avengers. He's like, all right, so we're this branch.
Mm-hmm.
This is another branch, and they're like, you can just see Peter being like, oh yeah, I get it. Okay, and then you're gonna have like Drax being like, I am no branch.
Oh my god, that'd be too thing.
But it just seems like the meeting thing from like Endgame where they're all coming up with their plan and they're all just like working and shit, and they're all just in a meeting and Doctor Strange is like having an aneurysm trying to explain the multiverse to everybody. And
he's like, I don't even understand it.
Only Peter Parker's like on the verge of getting it because he's just like, it's Peter Parker.
Peter Parker's the expert. That's probably.
And then everyone else is just like, no, this doesn't make sense. I'm the only one. They're like, God damn it, there's other versions of you. Like, no, I am me. Fuck.
I am Groot.
How do we fight something that is just from tons of dimensions?
So, speaking of other dimensions,
Thanos could show back up? Speaking of variants? I want to see Gardner Thanos.
I mean, obviously we know that Gardner Thanos. Obviously we know that like, I think Baby Thanos is supposed to be like or some sort of Thanos is supposed to be in Eternals. I'm pretty sure.
Thanos is an Eternal.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. I think he's supposed to be. I think that's what they said. Is he's going to be in that.
I don't want that. I guess we're going to see. But obviously, the trailer didn't show us that much. It was just pretty.
Right? No, I don't
it's
think
pretty.
It was a pretty. I don't think we're going to get.
I just want to see like Thanos come. Oh my God, Ghost Rider, Cosmic Ghost Rider with baby Thanos.
I feel like we got to get Ghost Rider before we get Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I'm allowed to have my hopes and dreams. Nicolas Cage coming back as Cosmic Ghost Rider.
I will cancel
Multiverse.
If that happens, I'm done with the MCU. If Nicolas Cage ever puts his hands on a comic book property again, other than
Spider-Man,
yeah, I mean that's fair. That's okay. I say that.
That's allowed because we didn't have to see you.
I say that, and I love him in Kick-Ass. But
he has a new movie coming out. We'll talk about that in a second.
But speaking of like the multiverse and different things, and Spider-Man. So Spider-Man, I don't know if you know what Hot Toys are. I mean, actually you do, but because I have them, I show you.
It's a high-end collectibles.
Yeah, they're high-end collectibles, and they are. A lot of them are modeled after to make it look like it's actually out of the movie. Like you basically take it off the thing and put it in your shelf, so it looks like it's from the movie. And they just released a black and gold suit from No Way Home
with Doctor Strange tech.
Yeah, with like Doctor Strange tech, like he has like his gauntlet that's shooting.
Did you see like the spider emblems,
yeah?
Hologram? I was like, what the fuck is going on with this movie, bro?
I don't know. I just saw it and I'm just like, basically, it's just like it's a suit with Doctor Strange stuff attached to it. And
yeah, like you see the gold.
Yeah,
it's like the armor pieces.
Yeah, exactly. It was like a web shooter, but with like mystic energy stuff he's shooting.
I'm so confused on how this movie's gonna be. Like I've seen the Lego toys come out and everyone was like, "Oh, it's Lego. They take liberties because they had the black and gold suit." And I was like, "That makes sense." Lego's trying to sell minifigures.
I thought so.
And then Hot Toys released it. I was like, "Oh, so this is like a legit fucking suit in the movie."
Exactly. So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, okay, yeah. And typically though, Hot Toys doesn't come out with things before trailers or before the movie comes out.
I'm calling it now. Trailer's been ready to go for like 3 months, and they're just waiting for Loki's ending, and we could be getting it any day now.
Exactly, and
because multiverse is a big thing in Spider-Man. We know it with Doctor Octopus. We talked about this before the show.
Yeah, Dr. Octopus and Jamie Foxx's Electro.
I understand now with the ending of Loki. I'm like, I get why they want to release a trailer because people would have been really fucking confused.
I think so. But also, you think about it though, how many people watch Loki that are going to go watch Spider-Man that didn't watch Loki? So you got to think about it. Obviously,
Spider-Man is way more popular.
I know, obviously, because I have to think about that a lot. Is that we're in this? Me and you like think about this. People. I mean, exactly. I mean, we're like 5% of the movie going audience. Or like
We're the people that sit there and analyze every scene. We're like, did you see that Easter egg in that scene of Iron Man?
Exactly.
Oh my god, it led up to
exactly. Well, but my whole point is with Spider-Man is that I had a point with this and I couldn't roll with it in my head. I don't know. We mentioned the multiverse and Spider-Man and Hot Toys. Oh, that's what I was trying to say. I think a trailer's coming soon, and we're gonna see the suit in the trailer.
I just really want confirmation.
Otherwise, why release the suit if it's not gonna be in the trailer?
Merchandising.
I know, but it's just like one of those
That's
things.
what they do with. You notice they do this with every Spider-Man movie, though.
Huh?
Except for the original Spider-Man trilogy, except for with like Venom, the symbiote suit.
Sure.
They always update the suits to sell more toys.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I bet you there's going to be like 2 other suits in this film, or 2 or 3 other suits in this film besides
if
this
Tobey
one.
Maguire and Andrew Garfield in it, we're going to get more than that. They're just going to have an influx of suits to be like, you want the suit with the gold or the suit with the black?
Oof. You're not wrong, though, right? I mean, you're not wrong. That's why I think they can
You want
release this
the
one.
skinny eyes or the ones with the big eyes?
Exactly. Right. Seriously, though, that's how they do it. So yeah, that was pretty cool. I mean, pretty cool to see. Hopefully, we get a trailer soon for Spider-Man. Cross your fingers.
If I get it in like November, I'm gonna be pissed because I'm gonna be like, people want to see Spider-Man. Like I get they don't need to put a trailer out, but it would be helpful at this point.
It would
like
be.
everyone who watches Marvel knows Spider-Man's coming out in December. Like it's not like a hidden fact. But at the same time, it's like. So I just want a trailer. I just want to know. Like I'm gonna go see it regardless. You have money from me already. At least just let me watch the trailer.
My thirst for Spider-Man is getting more quenchier. I need my thirst for Spider-Man quenched.
It's been 2 years since a Spider-Man movie. Give me a trailer.
Seriously though. Okay, so we haven't talked about this even offline or off air.
Oh,
so
no, my raw opinions.
Well, your raw opinions, but also I don't know if you watched it. I hope you have because then we can talk about it. Otherwise, we'll pause it and then I'll watch it and I'll come back. But the Free Guy trailer that was with Korg and Deadpool.
Korg.
Yeah, the Korg. You watched this?
I didn't watch the whole thing. Okay, no. I started it, but then it turned into just the trailer. And just Deadpool narrating over the trailer, and I was
it goes back to it.
I was like, I've already seen this trailer, so I don't really want to watch the trailer again.
It wasn't just that though; there was a lot more in the trailer.
I kind of figured there would be, but it was just I just felt like it was weird hearing Ryan Reynolds talk, and then Ryan Reynolds talk in the trailer, and I was like, this is too much Ryan Reynolds for me.
Too much Ryan Reynolds.
The voice is the exact same, so it just reaffirms my theory that Deadpool is just Ryan Reynolds. Like they're inseparable at this point.
He literally just said that. He's like he said that in the thing though. He's like, and no, just because I know the comments will be there, I'm not Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, because it's just at this point they're the same fucking person to me. So hearing them talk both back to back, I was like, I can't.
It was funny.
My head just can't wrap it. So
obviously, this was Deadpool's first appearance in the MCU, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Korg, which is Taika Waititi's person, obviously Taika Waititi's.
I'm gonna blame Loki.
We're gonna blame Loki. It'd be cool. But seriously though, probably at this point. But what I wanted to say about this, which I thought was cool, was that. I don't know. I feel like they're going to come up with some new Deadpool news soon, I think. Especially with this marketing. You don't put it out just because of that, you know?
I mean,
you don't spend this much money.
He has the suit. He could just be like...
Yes, but...
We should promote Free Guy.
There's two things. There's 2 things that I would say, but there's the Korg, which costs a lot of money to CGI. And then, obviously they did his eyes, which costs money to do CGI on that. Plus, they have to approve this to come out with Marvel, right? Because Marvel can't just...
Taika Waititi is just like, I'm going to put Korg in this trailer. Marvel's like, all right, do whatever you want, man. You're good.
And I'm
we'll
sure
pay for it. Go.
And I'm sure Ryan
also,
Reynolds...
Disney owns Free Guy, so...
Right, exactly. And I'm sure Disney couldn't own... Or, I mean, Ryan Reynolds couldn't come out there and do something in Deadpool and not be approved. I mean, it would be like... I mean, I know he would try,
yeah, you could totally see Ryan Reynolds just being like, why are you dressed like Deadpool? We're doing a trailer. Like...
He probably did,
just like Deadpool. I haven't worn this suit since 2017. I'm gonna wear the fucking suit.
Exactly, that was cool. That is just a Ryan Reynolds thing to say.
It's like 2019.
Oh, but that's what I was saying. I was sitting there in the watching that trailer, and I was just like, yeah. Literally, I would never say this for any other character or person, but as long as Ryan Reynolds lives, he's going to be Deadpool.
He'll be like 80 years old. He'll be like doing the voice.
Just an old Deadpool.
Like, what's going on with you? You ever see Logan?
He's like, that's me now. Seriously though, I cannot see anybody else as Deadpool. It's just not possible. For now, especially adapting Deadpool from a comic version into the films. You know, it's just not possible to do it with anybody else. I don't think.
No, he's too perfect for it. I did laugh though when I saw like Korg being like, "Hi, it's me, Korg."
Hello, thank you for joining. Thank you for letting me join. So, did you have some movie news to bring up? Because I didn't have anything else here, but I forgot. You might have said something, or mentioned something. I can't remember. No, okay.
I
don't know. We were talking about something Marvel, and you said we'd talk about that in a second, and I forgot what we were talking about. I didn't write anything else down.
I
So.
forget. I slipped my mind.
Well, if you think of it, just let me know.
So just like how I went through, so I'm gonna be like, "Oh shit!"
So with that, now we're gonna venture onto some of our weekly movie watches. I watched nothing. So Bryce, what did you watch this week? Not funny. It's true.
You know me. I watch a lot of things.
That's why I know. I was like, you got me. What did you watch?
Well, first off, 3 days after Black Widow. That's it. I went 3 days without watching a movie after Black Widow because I just felt fulfilled. I felt very, very fulfilled.
I was thinking of Saturday, like for me, like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Was that now?
No, dude, I felt very fulfilled after watching Black Widow. I was very happy, so I just took like a few days, just like chilling.
Yeah,
because like,
Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did watch Rocky 2 and 3.
Oh yeah,
super solid sequels. Both made me cry.
Oh,
I'm not even ashamed. It's like the movies are not good, but the characters are so good. And the characters, like you just want Rocky to succeed. So you're just like when he wins the fights, you're just like, yeah, he
won.
Like, he can be like beat up, bloody, and he's holding the belt, and he's like, we did it, and I'm like, yeah, we did,
yeah, we did it.
And yeah, so like both solid. Rocky 3, I think is like my favorite so far. I know a lot of people give that shit. Like apparently it's not like Rocky sequel, but I thought it was great.
Huh.
And so I won't go too far into that, but that was really solid. I like those films. I'm gonna finish the rest of the series. Apparently, Rocky 5 is the worst, so I'm like starting to slow down because I don't want to watch it.
I feel that.
We watched another Best Picture winner, 1977's Annie Hall. It beat Star Wars.
You know what's weirder though?
Complete ass.
I just think it's funny because Star Wars wasn't that popular when it first came out, or was it?
No.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it was to like certain degree, but not to the level it is now.
Right, exactly. It cracks me up. Like a lot of the cult films, you'll see it like weren't that cool and back like at first.
Yeah, but Star Wars was actually like made a lot of money when it came out. Like people watched it, but it hadn't had the following it does. But yeah, so Annie Hall sucks ass. Woody Allen is not funny, and his character is an asshole, and you just hate him throughout the entire 90 minutes, and it drags on fucking forever.
It's one of those things with like characters.
You would hate this movie.
No, they don't do
the
thing.
timeline is horrible.
Yeah, I hate what
Joe and Alicia watched it, and they were like, "What the fuck is going on?" I was like, "I don't fucking know."
Jesus.
It really makes no sense. It's just kind of like, you know how you hate movies, but you just keep jumping back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, this just jumps all over the fucking place. There's no back and forth. There's back, forth, up, down, all around. Like,
wait, you gotta let me mention something real quick. Okay, so I was sitting here after we finished watching Loki for the second time with my dad's cousin, which is my second cousin. And he's like, you got that Fantastic Four movie that came out like forever ago? And I was just like, I'm sorry, did you just ask me about Fan4Stick? He's like, yeah, I never saw that. And I was like, because we were on Disney Plus sitting there, and I'm just like, please don't be on here, please don't be on here. And I looked it up, and it was on there, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And then he's like, I'm like, all right, you know what? We ain't even going to watch this film. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to watch. This is what you need to know. I played the film for like, I played a scene when they all like came back from getting their powers, and then they were all like, he's like, what's the thing? It was like, Reed, save me. And then Reed was like, I can't control my limbs. And then Reed crawls away, and then the thing's like, where's Reed? And then some dude in a suit was like, he's not coming back, and he'll help me. And then obviously they team up, right? So I just basically like in the middle of the movie. So it was like an hour and like 10 minutes in. That was the first time I got the powers, like an hour and 10 minutes in. And then I skipped to the last part of it. Like the last 20 minutes of like the Doctor Doom shit. And I was just like, and I sat there and I watched it. And I was like, this is the worst fucking ending ever. I was like,
it's fantastic.
Yeah. Say that again. It's fantastic. I know what we're gonna be called. Credits. Yeah.
Dude, that movie's so bad.
No, I sat there and I watched that, and I was just like, I hate this film so much. I was like, and I gave him the benefit of not having to sit through the entire 2 hours. It got to that 20 minutes. I was like, I was just mad about it again. I was like, I just watched the ending scene and got mad. I was like, it was so bad.
I saw that once, and it was when it got released on DVD.
I saw it in theaters and I was pissed off. That was the only time I actually considered. It was the only time I actually considered like asking for my refund. You know, I actually, yeah, you can do that.
They don't refund.
You can do that if you tell them you don't like you really did not like a movie and like I just seriously like, it affected my movie experience. They'll give you money back for the ticket. They will. I mean,
they're like,
the thing
I'm
they
sorry,
do.
this is a shit movie. You're like, yeah, you better be.
No, seriously, I'd be like, I seriously, I need my fucking money back. I don't want to fucking pay for that shit ass movie. And they'll give you your ticket back. I've seen it happen.
That's ridiculous, dude. I've seen that movie once and I refuse to ever watch it again.
Obviously, I don't want to do this in my theater because like I support the theater, so I didn't. But I was like, I thought about it. Trust me, I did.
Nice interjection.
Anyway, sorry. What else did you got up in there?
No, Annie Hall sucked ass. One of the worst Best Picture winners I've ever seen. It was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. I watched the movie on 13th. I had to look at the date because I was like, what the fuck is today? Because I didn't watch this last night. What the hell? It's called Deep Cover. It stars Lawrence Fishburne and Jeff Goldblum.
Oh shit! All right.
So good.
Both cool people.
So good. It's about this undercover cop, Lawrence Fishburne,
Mm-hmm.
who becomes like, what do they call it? Undercover agent to bust a drug ring. And there's a line in this film where he's like, I thought I was a cop pretending to be a drug dealer, but it turns out I'm a drug dealer pretending to be a cop. And it's so good. Like, it is legit. Like, it is one of the best cop films I've ever seen. I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
And the performances are so good. I did laugh, though, because you know what? They call him Larry Fishburne. And I was like...
That's his name, pretty much.
And Jeff Goldblum was labeled as Jeffrey Goldblum, and I was like, old movies.
Oh, I mean that was their actor's name or the actors' names?
Yeah, like the actual they're in the titles because like it has like what they were labeled as in the movie, which was it came out in 1992.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like
Larry. Did you use their actual names pretty much?
Yeah, and I was
God.
like, it's like Larry Fishburne, and I laughed so hard. And Jay was like, "What?" And I was like, He's called Lawrence Fishburne in everything he does now, but back then they called him Larry."
Larry.
And instead Jeff Goldblum was Jeffrey Goldblum, and I don't know why I found that so funny.
It's kind of funny.
And then Snoop Dogg had a song in the movie, like made for the movie, called Deep Cover.
Yeah.
Surprise, surprise. And they called him Snoop Doggy Dogg, and I don't know why that made me laugh
Snoop
so hard.
Dogg.
Like, I love watching old movies with actors, and they have like their names different because they weren't famous, like super famous yet. It's just so funny to me.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was a good combo. Loki, we already discussed. How many stars would you give Loki?
I don't know. I mean,
It's on Letterboxd.
I know. I don't like doing TV shows. I don't know. Maybe I'll change that at some point. I just I probably give them all 4 out of 5. Like every single show, I get a 4 out of 5. None of them were like.
I really loved Loki. I gave it 5 out of 5, even though the third episode sucked. Because this is the one time
There's
where
6
I was
episodes,
like,
right?
Yeah.
So I think the 3rd, 4th, and 5th episodes were really weak. I know you really like the 5th episode.
Yeah, I really like the 5th episode.
I know we talked about that last
I think
week.
it's because
I
of the
didn't like
Loki
that much.
variants. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're just so fun to watch. I just like.
No, you are right.
like 'em.
I don't know why I was disappointed in that episode. I like the 6th episode a lot. The 1st and 2nd were really dope, but and then I would still say 4 out of 5. I mean, none of them have been like, besides that 1/3 episode of Loki.
Cheering kind of thing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like, well, no, I was just saying none of them have been like, I'm disappointed in this. You know, none of them have been like that. It's just like that's why they're all 4 out of 5. But I still have like a ranking where I would put them. So I would say this is my personal thing. I would put Captain America, Loki, and WandaVision.
I would put.
I might put WandaVision like a 3.5 instead of a 4.
I would do Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon. I don't know why, but like the ending of Falcon just pisses me off.
That was my favorite episode of all of them.
I just hate it because they resolved everything in 20 minutes. I'm like,
yeah, that
why
bothered.
build up everything? You're just gonna fucking cop out. It's so dumb to me.
That bothered you a lot more than it bothered me.
It pissed me the
Like,
fuck
it didn't
off.
bother
I
me
was
at all.
like, it's already done, and it was just like, let's tie loose ends. I was like, I don't fucking like this. Like, where's the climactic ending? Where is the like? Do everything we built up to. Instead, it was like 20 minutes.
I think it was
US
because
agent's cool now. I'm like,
it wasn't.
What?
I don't know. And that when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I was a little disappointed about that. But then I was like, it wasn't about Bucky. It was more about Sam becoming Captain
I wasn't even mad about Bucky. I was just mad about the villains. Like, I was like, Sharon just walks away. Flag Smasher gets killed. U.S. agent gets no penalties at all. He just gets fucking recruited by Madam Hydra. I was like, fuck this. I don't like the ending. The ending's bad. The whole scene with them like partying at the end, I'm cool with that. That's a good like happy ending. But like,
I don't think Sharon walked away. She got in a position of power.
I know, but she walked away. She didn't get consequences.
For what?
No, for being a bitch.
She didn't even do anything.
She killed Carly.
Yeah, but only Sam knows that.
Only Sam knows that, but then you also, like, we as the viewers know she's a bad person, and nothing happens to her, and that pisses me off. I don't know why. I'm just like, I hate the ending, because I'm like, but now she's going to show up and other shit, and be a villain, or like manipulating things like Hydra. I don't fucking like it. That's bullshit. Fuck her.
I don't know. I mean, that part of it, I was like, okay, I can't wait to see her again. And then
I just don't like it. I'm like, fuck that.
I liked her. I liked the U.S. agent being recruited, and then obviously,
but I just don't like that nothing happened. Like, he was an asshole through the entire show, and then they're just like,
I don't know. I think it was kind of poetic.
Her evil Avengers team.
I think it was kind of poetic in that sense, because it was like a lot of times, you'll see like sometimes the assholes get away with this shit.
I just don't like it.
I don't like it either, but I can't wait to see what they do with him. Like that's.
Well, we will have to see if they can make this feel better for me. But right now, I'm very
obviously, yeah, we're arguing about a show that came a while ago. So
I'm just like, I'm not a fan of that. But anyway, moving on past Marvel. Sorry, it's very easy for us to slip back into that.
It's a slippery slope.
I watched this movie from 1980 called Bad Timing with Art Garfunkel. Avoid it; it's horrible. I watched an Olympic film called Visions of 8. Turns out I have 2 copies of this movie, and I didn't know that. Because I have the Criterion Olympic box set, and it turns out it's in that, but I had bought the hard copy when it was released, and I don't like the fucking Olympics, so I didn't bother to look at my Olympic box set, so I bought it twice.
Wow.
I don't like Olympics. I'm not a sports person, and this was just... I put it on, and I was working on my Criterion Challenge list the entire time, and just had it running in the background, so like I just don't care.
So was it just the Olympics? Like a recording of the Olympics?
8 directors do different segments on a certain event in the Olympics. Don't care about any of them.
Like a segment as in like a documentary on it, or like an actual
it's a documentary kind of thing.
But
where they like show clips from it, and then
there's like voiceovers and discussions on it.
Kinda, I don't know.
Or is it like literally just like the clips of the actual event?
Depended on the director.
That sounds kind of weird.
One guy had a whole segment on women in the Olympics, which is not aged well.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I didn't like it either, because it was a guy from Berlin, like a German director.
Women should not be in the Olympics.
It wasn't like that. It was just like, women have not been allowed in the Olympics for da 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 da, and now they finally are. So here's a video of them running track and doing swim and living in the Olympics. And I was like, oh god damn, let's go fuck off. Like, they're like, don't treat them like they're. It's gonna sound horrible. Don't treat them like they're special. Like they're equal. Like, you don't need the whole thing being like, the first time, they're allowed to be so athletic. I'm like,
I mean, if it's the first time, it's kind of like history.
I don't know. When I would say that the first time, I don't know anything about the Olympics. It's just one of those things where I'm like, it was handled so poorly that I was like, this is so.
That's fair.
Like, what's the word?
Represented?
No, misogynistic.
Oh.
It's like it just feels that way, so I'm just like, I hate it. Like, this is such a bad
sign. Oh, kind of like oh, they're so cute. Look at them.
Yeah, it's like, this is not aged well in 50 years. Like,
I see what you're saying.
This is fucked up. They had one director had a whole thing on, like, what's the thing when they had like pole vaulting over? They have a pole and they run and they put it on the ground, and they jump over another pole.
Mm-hmm.
Olympics are dumb. A whole thing where it just shows guys crashing into the pole for like 20 minutes and then just looking sad as they lay on the ground in defeat. I was like, there's no talking in the 20 minutes that's happening. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Not that this has to do with movies, but I was playing Assassin's Creed and they had the Olympics in there. And I had to be, like, my character had to be part of the Olympics. And the only thing that they did was just fight in an arena. And I just had to press R1 for like 3 guys, and it was the easiest thing I ever did in the game. And I won the Olympics.
I just hate the fucking Olympics so much. I don't even like. It's not even that I hate. I'm not a sports person, so like when I reach a criterion spine where it's like sports, I'm like, I'm gonna avoid this for as long as I fucking can. And I'm literally like 8 films behind on the current releases just because I hit that Olympic film, and I was like, nope, I'm gonna go watch other things. So I just haven't gone past it.
It's me watching anything at home.
So
nothing.
So actually, what happened is, as soon as I got through Visions of 8, you want to know how many films I've watched since that?
How many?
7. That was today.
You watched 7 films today?
8 films today, including the Olympic bullshit.
Oh my god, Jesus! Why?
But I mean, they're all done by this guy. This is actually a box set Criterion release called "The Signifying Works of Marlon Riggs." He was a gay black guy in the 80s and the 90s, and he made 8 films in his entire career.
Wow!
I've seen 7 of them today.
I mean, how long are they?
I mean, there's 2 of them that are only 10 minutes and 9 minutes, so not really films.
That doesn't count.
I know, but like they're counted as film. You know how Letterboxd does their shit. You watch a 2-minute clip and they're like, it's a film, and I'm like, well, not really.
I thought you were sitting here saying you were on like full 2-hour things.
I watched one called Ethnic Notions from 1986. It is.
That's like watching a YouTube video.
It's an hour long, so I mean, it's a quote unquote.
I mean, it's like,
feature length is 40 minutes. So
yeah,
it's a film.
Is it really?
Yeah.
As to who? Like, who says? I mean, there's no way. I thought feature length was had to be like 60, 90 minutes.
Know. I don't look into this shit. I'm just saying how I feel.
Oh, okay.
Or how Letterboxd
like
signifies what a feature length film is.
I was just thinking it was like an hour and a half was like the least amount of time it could be going to theaters. I don't actually know though.
But so Ethnic Notions is a documentary he made about African American stereotypes in media, and that was cool. Really good. Like, holy shit, man! Like, they discussed like Uncle Tom, Aunt Mammy, all that shit, and the guy's like super informative. I was like, damn, like shit's fucked. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It was just insane. Are you looking at the wrong time?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it real quick, but was that all you watched? Or?
No, I watched more. I watched this other release he had called Tongues Untied, and it is about the gay black man experience in America.
Oh, so I mean, he creates a lot of like progressive,
he was a gay black man. He was discussing his life and how like his culture and bringing it to the forefront.
Good.
And this was really good too. Like it's kind of heartbreaking because they're discussing about how like they would be called slurs for being black, and then when he was like come out as gay and he's trying to get into that scene, they still treated him as if he was lesser just because he was black. So he wasn't even accepted in the like gay community because he was black.
So this is how far. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's definitely good to hear stories that.
It was so good.
So I'm looking up how long does a film have to be a movie, and it says according to the Academy of Motion Pictures and Art Sciences, the American Film Institute, and the British Film Institute, a feature film runs for more than 40 minutes.
Yeah,
you're right.
Go me.
While the Screen Actors Guild asserts that a film's running is 75 minutes or longer, which is probably not accurate because
it's an hour and 50 minutes.
That's an hour and 50. Yeah, exactly.
But
so
no, I just view everything over 40 minutes as considered feature length, even though I don't consider it because I view things that are 90 minutes to be feature length.
That's what I was thinking too. You know, because
that's what I view. So
yeah, I guess that makes sense though.
I watched another one of his movies called Affirmations. It is 10 minutes long, and it's just more about like the gay people's life and the time. It was okay. It was really good, but it's like almost just like building off of stuff he talked about in Tongues Untied. And I watched Anthem, which is basically, I think one dude said this was a dance remix to Tongues Untied. It was like 9 minutes of just like music and spoken word poetry, and it just...
It's not poetry?
I was like, okay, whatever. Like, it's there. This other one called Color Adjustment talks about African-American portrayal on television. And discusses how, like, they were viewed as, like, ghetto.
And this is still the same guy?
Yeah. So
because that's all you watched today,
So
right?
he discusses, like, how they went from, like, viewed as, like, comedy stereotypes to, like, you know, they were ghetto or, they, you know, their money problems. Like, it's funny because he's a black guy and he's poor. Ha ha ha. To, like, being viewed as, like, modern families, right? Where they're, like, you know, have money and they have a house and they're dealing with that, but they're still black. And then it brings into, like, making the character goofy again to assert that whole, like, yo, he's black and he's dumb, you know, like, stereotype and, like,
right,
all that. Like, it's very informative. They got actors and directors, you know, black actors and directors to discuss their, like, feelings on it. One thing that did not age well was Bill Cosby.
Oh God,
because they talk about him a lot because, you know, Bill Cosby was very popular in the 80s and 90s.
Still doesn't age well to this day. No, but that did not age well.
Today it does not age well because, like, they're talking about how, like, Bill Cosby was like when he was in a movie and everyone was so excited because it was a black guy in a feature-length movie, and then I'm like looking at him, I'm like, yeah, but he's got out of jail, like, for you know, pedophilia, but whatever. Well, we won't discuss that. But it's just one of those things where time hasn't aged well for those parts.
Nope, that makes sense.
But no, that was really, really good because it discusses a lot about stereotypes and how it's trying to. Every time they would progress, they would get slammed by the African American community because it's like not portraying their actual lifestyle.
I like that. That's cool.
So I was like, man,
I like that. I mean, that seems like a cool guy stuff to check out. Actually.
This dude has so many good documentaries, and then like I'm just sitting there, and obviously I'm not African American. I don't have the same lifestyle, but like I'm watching it, and I'm like, this stuff was made 30 years ago, and it's still as prevalent as it is today. And I always hate watching things like that because like we pride on how far we've come as a society, but we haven't moved at all.
I laugh because I mean, you think we have? I don't think we have. I think that's just a lie. Like we're raised with.
But it's just like one of those things where like, you know, the 60s we had the Selma March, all that. And then we're having protests today over the same things. It's like nothing has changed
and the issue
in 60 years, and then we act like everything's like different. Like, no, fuck off.
Exactly. I don't want to get too much into stuff like here. Obviously, we're talking movies. However, yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. As in, like, most people are just like they're raised to believe that everything is fine when it's not.
And then like, it's like Nate, you know, like he grew up in very like white area and stuff. And so he grew up in very much like a white mindset, and then as he got older, the reality kind of set in. And I'm like, it's horrible to watch. Because I'm sitting there looking at my childhood, like my best friend, and being like, just watching him grow up and get like stuck, like hit with reality as stuff like gets brought in with race, and I'm like, it's so fucked up because I don't view him that way. But then seeing people like talk to him like they're below, like he's below them, like, fuck.
Yeah, dude. I honestly kind of disgusting. Like it's disgusting, but. We can all only try to keep going forward.
I watched another movie. It's only 38 minutes long. It's not really a movie. It's 2 minutes shorter than the runtime, but you know, they count as Letterboxd just counts everything as a movie. It's called No Regret, and it is about 5 African American men discussing their living with HIV.
Oh, cool.
And obviously Marlon Riggs was gay, you know. And it's kind of I kind of conflicted on this because they're discussing how they're HIV positive, and then one guy's like, just have all the sex you want. And I'm like, but you're HIV positive. Like, you're knowingly doing this. Like, what the fuck?
You'd be spreading it.
They're like, you don't need to just fucking suck. And I'm like, bro, like, you were literally part of the problem, man. Like, you are literally, like, helping. Like, one dude's like, I didn't have sex for so long until I realized I could wear a condom. I was like, what? What? Like, what? You're still risking stuff. What are you doing? Like,
what?
Like, what the fuck? And I don't know, this is like one of those things where I'm like, it's really good and informative, but then hearing the guys just be like, yeah, we know we have it, but we're just gonna go fuck anyway. I was like, what?
That definitely sounds like a cool thing to check out.
I'm currently halfway through his last movie, and he actually died during the making of it.
Oh, jeez.
Of HIV.
Accurate.
And there's like scenes where he's talking and he's in the hospital.
Wow.
And he's talking about living with HIV and dealing with that.
So,
and I'm like, damn. Like, this dude devoted his whole life to like
I like
bringing this message.
That's honestly super cool. I mean, it'd actually be something I'd like to check out at some point.
I was really nervous going into this box set because I was like, that's 8 films. And
yeah.
Like, I don't know how it's gonna be. I don't know, like, I don't like things where they're just like shoving lifestyles down your throat. Like, even if it's like informative or whatever, they're just being like, this is how you have to think. I don't really like that, but this guy's very much more like informative and like letting you know how experiences actually are versus being like, you have to accept this because he's just like, this is how my life has been. You can make your own decisions.
You know, that's often the thing about like a good communicator doesn't necessarily tell you how you should think. A good communicator, what they do is tell you what their experiences are and how they felt, so it can in some way challenge your own experiences.
I was also kind of nervous because obviously he's a black man and he's making movies for that kind of community. But I was very nervous that it was going to be more aimed towards African Americans, and like I was going to feel alienated from what he was speaking.
Okay, I guess I can see that.
But then watching it, I was like, nah, he's just talking how it is. Like there is no like, oh, if you're black, you're gonna relate more to this, or if you're white, you know, you're not gonna understand shit of what I'm talking about. It's very much like this. He's
just having a human experience. You know?
Yeah, dude, it's insane how good it is. Like, I'm sitting there watching it. He's discussing like the African American portrayals in cinema, and he's like bringing up actors from like the 30s and how like they had to wear blackface, even though they were African Americans, so it just made their skin darker. And I was like, it's like, damn, like this dude knows his shit.
Right.
It wasn't just like a dude making movies just being like, this is my opinion. He did his fucking research.
Good.
So it made his stuff even more powerful.
So obviously we didn't watch. I didn't watch a whole lot this week. But I do have a few films that I'm gonna be watching this weekend. I might actually watch a little bit more than what I usually do.
You watching Space Jam?
I'll be watching Space Jam.
I'm gonna watch Space Jam tomorrow.
I think I'm seeing it. Growling. I forgot. I don't know. One of these days.
I'm watching it tomorrow on HBO Max.
Oh, you're gonna watch it? That's smart.
I'm
yeah.
like, I don't really want to go to the theater because I didn't really like the first one, so I'm just gonna watch it at home.
Watching Escape Room comes up this weekend.
I'm conflicted because part of me wants to just go watch it without Jada.
And then I'm watching.
It's like I've been doing that a lot lately, so maybe I shouldn't go see a movie with
Probably.
my wife.
And then I'm watching Space Jam. However, there's also a few other films that aren't in the movie theater that I'm gonna go see or I'm gonna watch. Gunpowder Milkshake. Gunpowder Milkshake, I think that's what it's called.
I forgot what this movie was until you told me about it. I had to look it up, and there's already a sequel in the works.
Yes, I don't even know what it is. I'm just excited. I didn't see it.
I just looked it up on Letterboxd and it said Gunpowder Milkshake 2, and I was like, what?
So, anyways, this is that I think female-led super action film. That super action film,
like
which
a
looks
John
cool.
Wick-ish looking thing.
John Wick, yeah, exactly.
With Karen Gillan.
Yep, I was excited to watch this. I didn't watch it the other night. I didn't get a chance to. I just got on work and I kind of like relaxed a little bit. But
I remember what I was going to discuss. It had nothing to do with Marvel.
Oh, okay.
It actually has to discuss what we're discussing right now.
Oh, well, go ahead. Yeah.
No, you finish.
Well, I guess the only other thing I was going to discuss or say that I'm going to watch. I think that last Fear Street comes out this week.
I just need to watch all of them.
So, no, that's what I'm saying. So I'm going to watch all three of them.
Yeah, because I didn't want to just like start it and then be like, all right, wait until next one.
Yeah, no, I didn't care. Obviously, with Marvel, we do that, but I didn't care for this Fear Street stuff.
Nicolas Cage has a movie coming out this week.
That's what I was going to say. What was the...
Pig.
I saw that this was a thing. I just didn't even look at the trailer.
Anything about it?
I saw Pig.
All I know is that the reviews all give it like 4.5 stars so far.
All right, look, I give Nicolas Cage a lot of shit. I'm not gonna lie. However, I have liked him in some things.
His serious roles are really good.
I have liked it. Like I have liked him in Kick-Ass. I have liked him in Into the Spider-Verse. I didn't watch it. What's that? Willy's Wonderland. You know that one he just came out with?
Yeah, Finance at Freddy's ripoff.
Yeah. I don't. You didn't watch it, right?
Oh fuck no.
No. I talked to somebody who watched. I cannot remember who, but they said that he doesn't say a single word of dialogue in the whole film. So I'm like, you know what? I mean, the fact that he doesn't talk, I might want to check that out.
I might actually go see Pig this weekend by myself.
Does that come in theaters?
Yeah. Here's
right,
you want to know the synopsis?
Yeah, go ahead.
A truffle hunter who lives alone in the Oregonian wilderness must return to his past in Portland in search of his beloved foraging pig after she is kidnapped.
Yeah, I'm good. But if you tell me it's good, then maybe I'll
here's
look
the thing. 2 people I follow, one gave it 4.5, and the other one gave it 4.
Well, look, if you will see it and you tell me it's really good, then I might check it out.
Dude, I'm insanely excited for this movie, and I don't know why. I'm gonna show you the poster.
Why?
This is the poster. Look at how bare bone that is.
That was pretty cool. I mean, you don't see, but
you know why? He has this big beard. Like, I'm just picturing like Nicolas Cage hunting people down. I'm gonna haven't seen the trailer. I don't actually know anything about it. I just saw like this one dude I follow. His name is Austin Burke.
Mm-hmm.
His career as a movie critic on YouTube, and he like posted the thing. Like I heard about it coming out. I was like, all right, well that sounds stupid. You know, pig. What the fuck? I don't give a shit about Nicolas Cage. And then like he gave it 4.5 stars, and I was like,
you're like, hold up.
I was like, are you for real right now? Like
Nicolas Cage, a pig? What?
I was like, why would you give this movie 4.5 stars? You're normally really good with your reviews.
You're talking about Vampire's Kiss? You're talking about Ghost Rider?
Are we thinking about the same Nicolas Cage?
You're talking about
like,
the almost Superman?
Sure? But yeah, no, his review, his rating. Sometimes I disagree because obviously movie critic. I mean,
sure,
but normally he's pretty on point with certain things. I mean, like normally,
right?
Like obviously there's differences, but like if he gives it 4.5 stars, I'm gonna at least go check it out.
Well, that'd be cool. That'd be cool to see. I mean, let me know.
And also, and just in other news, because this happened today, Criterion released their upcoming films in October, and they're all pretty good releases, except for I don't know what one of them is. The big one is they have their first A24 film coming to the collection, which is Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler.
I don't get Criterion, to be honest with you, because even though I like Uncut Gems, I wouldn't call that like the best films out of all of them.
I mean, it's the second Adam Sandler movie in the collection. So some of them are like contemporary or whatever, but like Uncut Gems, I've heard a lot of good stuff. I would have rather, even though I hate these movies, for A24, I would have rather seen like Hereditary or Midsommar.
You don't like those films?
I hate those movies.
I like both of those.
I hate both of those movies.
I think it's funny because we're like, as far as like horror goes, like we're like, I mean, you know, you're very much into horror and I'm not, and like I like those horror films.
The best part of Hereditary is when she gets her head knocked off, because I was just like, I was like, holy shit. My wife was like, shh. And I was like, they don't fucking do that to kids. Like, what are you talking about?
She goes, shush. I'm like, hold up.
Well, we were in a theater.
Oh.
So like I mean it caught me so off guard. I like was like holy shit. Like I didn't whisper. I was like, I was very loud because I mean,
here's
like,
the thing though,
I was like they just killed a kid. What? Like no movie ever does that. And then like instantly when like the dude was just going insane, I was like I'm checking out. I don't like this. Like
yeah.
And then there was like the whole witch thing at the very end. I was like I don't fucking get it. I don't like it. This is dumb. And then Midsommar is just like we're gonna shove these two old people off a cliff, and I was like. Is this supposed to be scary? Because I'm just like kind of unnerved. Like I'm not even like freaked out. I'm just like, why make this? This is terrible. Like,
that's funny.
And then they shove the dude. The dude has a whole sex scene in front of people. I was like, I don't.
Who was the?
I'm checking the fuck out.
Was it Florence Pugh, the main chick of that?
Yeah.
That's probably why I was like.
But you know, so I don't like those. Another popular horror movies that I don't like, The Witch. I think that movie's trash.
I hate that movie.
And The Lighthouse, which I also think is trash.
I like The Lighthouse.
All four of those movies have very similar vibes, and I just don't fuck with that kind of
I feel like
horror.
I shouldn't say I like The Lighthouse. Like every time, like because like
cinematography for The Lighthouse is amazing. Willem Dafoe, amazing. Robert Pattinson, he jacks off too much in that movie. It like
he jacks off way too much.
Kind of kicks me out, but I just like the vibe I get from those movies. I just don't like them.
Did you see The Lighthouse in theaters, or did you watch it at home?
I watched it at home drunk off my ass because I wasn't drunk when I started. I'm gonna put that out there. I was not drunk when I put it on.
No,
I was sitting there watching it, and as I was watching it, I was like, "Oh, this is terrible."
I watched it.
Just like maybe,
I watched it in theaters.
Maybe if I get drunker, I might like this movie.
Okay, I was sitting there, and I was like, I feel like I don't like this. I feel like I don't like this. I feel like I don't like. You know, I'm sitting there in a movie film. I'm like, it was weird because like, you know, I want to like a movie, right? So I'm sitting here, and I'm
like trying to force yourself.
I don't know if I was like that. I was just sitting there, and I'm just like. I'm just sitting there like I don't know if I don't think I like this, and then even now I don't know how to feel about it because like I know I liked it, but I also didn't.
Yeah, that happens a lot with me actually. Like here's a controversial one. Oh, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That movie's so damn slow.
Yeah, I saw
so slow. But then
did you see that at home or at theater?
In theaters.
Okay, me too.
There's
a lot.
There's scenes
but
where
DiCaprio and Brad Pitt.
I'm like, come on, pick up the pace, get to the point. And then there'd be scenes where I'm like, oh shit, he just beat that kid's nose in and makes him freaking a tire. Fuck yeah, go Brad Pitt.
I mean, just watching those two dudes act is like fun to
amazing.
Watch, so that's kind of why it's like it was like watching it once is whatever.
Yeah, but it's like one of those things where I'm like, I'm kind of in between because like I get why it's so good and I liked it, but
right.
It's not one of those that I'm gonna be like, let's watch a Quentin Tarantino movie. Let's put on Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah, nah.
But like with The Lighthouse, I'm like, there's scenes in there where I was like, holy shit! Like Willem Dafoe's monologue where he's in the lighthouse, like talking to Robert Pattinson. He's like sitting there like. Talking about what is the lobster or something? I forget. I was drunk. You know, like there's like a scene where like the lighting's hitting him and he's just looking at him. I'm like, oh shit, that's terrifying. Like Willem Dafoe just has that look where I'm like, oh, stop staring.
You know what it was?
Off.
It's because like I still don't even know what the fuck happened in that film.
I don't like. I think that's part of the issue with these movies is I don't understand the premise of them. Like I don't get it.
Yeah,
like,
I was sitting there and I think even now
I'm like, why? What's with the cult? Midsommar. I'm like, why's with the fucking cult?
What's with the cult?
The Witch. I'm like. I don't like this. Is just fucked up. Like I don't fucking like this. The movie's horrible.
Yeah.
And The Lighthouse. I'm like, I get they're going insane, but like, he just found a dead mermaid on the beach.
It was too weird.
A dead mermaid.
It was like
I don't get it.
Obviously, being black and white leads me not to like it because I just me personally. But
you know when Midsommar came out, it was like coming to theaters, and Jada was like, "Oh shit, we have to go see that," and I was like, "No." She's like, "Why not?" And I was like, "I didn't like Hereditary. I'm not gonna go see that in theaters."
Fair.
So then when it got put on Blu-ray, we're at the store, and she's like, "Oh shit," and I was like.
You tried to avoid it, and you can.
She's like, "Should we get it?" I was like, "Fuck it, we'll watch it." And then we went home and I was watching. And I was like, "I'm so glad I didn't pay for this to see this in theaters because I would not have bought this on Blu-ray. Like, there's no fucking way I would have this."
Florence Pugh just made that film. I just like Florence.
I didn't even recognize her. Like,
obviously I didn't recognize her.
We saw her in Black Widow, and I like, clicked her on Letterboxd, and it was like Midsommar, and I was like, "No,
what?"
But also, I just hate that. I hate Ari Aster's films. I just don't like him. Like he's just I get his horror. I get where he's going for. I just hate it.
Is that who makes those films?
Yeah, this is the director of The Witch and Midsommar and Hereditary was Ari Aster, and I just hate it. I think it was Ari Aster.
I don't know that. I've never heard that name before.
I'm pretty sure, but yeah, those are the. You want to know my 4 least horror movies? There you go. I hate all 4 of those, basically the same, and I will never watch them again in my entire life because they're horrible for me. And yet I understand.
Ari Aster.
Yep. Go me. I get why people like them. I just hate them.
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't plan on watching them too much again because I'm just like, I don't really care.
I just wish it was better.
Well, is there anything else you want to talk about?
French Dispatch had its premiere at the Cannes Festival this week.
That sounds familiar.
Wes Anderson's new movie.
Oh, okay.
9-minute standing ovation. I'm so fucking excited.
I mean, well, that's cool. I mean, that they liked it. You know, I don't know. Whenever I think of film festivals, though, I'm just like, well, they just have extra buzz because they're the film fans. But
it's not even that for me. I'm literally just like Timothée Chalamet.
But I mean, it's good that they got
Saoirse Ronan.
But I mean, it is good that they got ovation.
I'm just like, give me.
Yeah, I mean, I'll watch it obviously, but
you're gonna watch. You're gonna be like, I hate it, and I'm like, I know you don't like Wes Anderson, but I love him, so just fuck off. Let me have this.
Well, thank you guys for joining us as we talked a bunch of movie news, the season finale of Loki, and various bits of content we watch throughout the week. New episodes come out every Tuesday, so be sure to follow us and turn on those notifications to get updates every time we post. If you want to keep up with our activities outside the airwaves, you can stalk us on Instagram at Into the Filmverse Podcast. Bryce, where can people follow you and your wonderful adventures online?
All right, let's see if I got it this time. You can follow me at Letterboxd at Payne Reviews, Payne Reviews. Twitter at Sanguine Films. I'm not going to use that. I'm not using a cheat sheet. I got this. You can find me on Instagram at Payne Loves Cinema. Was I right? Did I get it?
You were right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm going to get down one of these days.
And you can stay in touch with me, Mytchel Chandler, by simply following me on Facebook and Instagram at author Mytchel Chandler, on Twitter at Mytchel Chandler, and on Letterboxd at Mitch Reviews. And remember, Mitch is spelled with a Y, so that's MYTCH. That is all for this week, our fellow cinephiles, and until next time, Excelsior!